only half to Jeremy because I got ran over? Maybe that's why you want to pay me half?
That one line had fans cheering and Disney scrambling. Jeremy Renner clapped back hard after Disney allegedly tried to lowball him for Hawkeye Season 2, offering only half his original salary. This, after a near-fatal accident, left him with 38 broken bones, but Renner didn't stop there. He had more to say, and what followed wasn't just a clapback, it was a full-blown reckoning. And then came the sentence, blunt, raw, unforgettable. Do you think I'm only half the Jeremy because I got run over? It wasn't just a question, it was a punch to the gut of corporate coldness. That single line didn't just spark headlines, it cracked open a bigger conversation about worth, resilience, and how even superheroes get treated like spreadsheets. And while that sentence echoed through headlines, something deeper stirred in people watching from the sidelines. This wasn't just about a man or a paycheck. It was about every moment society chooses performance over personhood. Every time someone bounces back from trauma and gets rewarded not with celebration, but with skepticism. Because when someone survives the unthinkable, they're not coming back weaker. They're coming back wiser. And in Jeremy's case, stronger in every sense that matters. The tragedy wasn't just the accident. The tragedy was how quickly his worth was recalculated once he was no longer invincible. In a world obsessed with speed and strength, we often forget healing is the bravest fight. Renner's voice was steady, but the words cut like glass. Maybe that's why you want to pay me half? He said, because I got run over. It was the kind of statement that made people pause mid-scroll, sit up straighter, and play it again. Because under the sarcasm was real pain, real disappointment.
You're a Hawkeye!
Who the hell are you?
The context? Disney had approached Renner to return as Clint Barton in Hawkeye Season 2. But the deal? It came with half the pay he got for Season 1. No bonuses, no discussion, just less. Like his near-death experience had knocked a few zeros off his value. And here's what made it worse. He wasn't even demanding a raise. I didn't ask for more money, he explained. Just pay me what I got before. That's what turned this from a money story to a respect story. And Disney? They weren't looking too good. Imagine this. You survive a 14,000-pound snowplow running over your body. You spend months rebuilding yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, and when you're finally ready to return to work, your employer says, "Hey, we'll give you 50%. That's what Renner was facing. Disney didn't just lowball him, they did it after his accident, after his recovery, after his life almost ended. Renner didn't scream, he didn't tweet. He told the truth, plain and powerful. It's going to take me twice the work, twice the time, and twice the energy for half the pay. 8 months of shooting, action scenes, stunts, physical exhaustion. He didn't say no because of ego. He said no because his body had already been through war. He said no to protect his health, his daughter, his time. I'm not going to risk permanent damage, he said, and can you blame him? Now, here's the twist. Renner wasn't mad at Marvel. He made that clear. He loves the character, loves the creative team. This wasn't about storylines or scripts. It was about accountants. This is not Marvel, Renner said, and this is just Disney. Not even all of Disney, just the money guys, like the penny pinchers.
Asked me to do the Season 2, and they offered me half the money. And I'm like, well, it's going to take me twice the amount of work for half the amount of money. And so 8 months of my time, essentially, and to do it for half the amount.
Let that land. One of the original 6 Avengers, someone who helped launch the MCU into a global phenomenon, now being treated like an optional expense, a line item to be trimmed. He was there from the beginning. He was part of Endgame. He helped give Marvel its grounded, emotional edge. But to the suits, he was now too expensive, and fans noticed. Social media exploded with anger. You don't lowball an Avenger. He's earned every cent. How dare they devalue Hawkeye? Because this wasn't just about Jeremy Renner, it was about how studios treat the people who build their billion-dollar franchises. This whole situation exposed something fans have been suspecting for a while. The Marvel Cinematic Universe used to be about characters. Now, it's about cost cuts. The heart behind the franchise, the actors, the writers, the fans, was getting buried beneath profit margins. And Renner, he wasn't going to quietly accept it. He wasn't demanding Downey's pay, he just wanted fairness. But Disney's financial team seemed to think differently. Maybe they assumed he'd be too grateful to refuse, that he'd say yes just to be part of the MCU again. Spoiler, they were wrong. Renner didn't fold, he stood his ground. Not just for money, but for what that money represented. Value, respect, and recognition for over a decade of contribution. In a world where actors are sometimes replaced like batteries, Jeremy's stance was rare. It was human and deeply powerful. To fully understand the fire behind Jeremy's words, we have to go back to the day everything changed. January 1st, 2023.
The dramatic body camera video shows first responders racing to rescue Jeremy Renner after a 7-ton plow nearly crushed the Avengers star to death. Medics are seen providing life-saving aid to Renner as deputies arrive to his Nevada property on January 1st. A critically injured Renner is on the ground with a pool of blood in the snow where he was run over.
Right where his blood is at, that's right where it all happened.
Jeremy Renner reminded us all, surviving doesn't make you less. It makes you more. So now the question hangs in the air. One Disney still hasn't answered. Do you think he's only half the Jeremy because he got run over? Because the rest of us, we know he's twice the man. And that's not up for negotiation. Because the real Hawkeye moment didn't happen on screen. It happened on that podcast when a man with 30+ broken bones said, "You don't get to devalue me." And in a world quick to forget its heroes, Jeremy reminded everyone some heroes never needed capes. They just needed a mic.
बारी जाऊं मैं बारी जाऊं पर प्यार न करूं फिर से याद हमको याद है हमको क्या कहा था तुमने बारी जाऊं मैं बारी जाऊं पर प्यार न करूं फिर से याद है हमको क्या कहा था तुमने हम हैं जी रहे क्या है तुमको ये खबर चाहते तुझको कितना